Dear viewers, welcome again to the analysis of your Leno TV. Now, Meru Governor KAWIRA-MWANGAZA has been handed a lifeline. Mind you, I think by now we all know what has been happening in Meru as far as KAWIRA-MWANGAZA's issue with the MCAs. So we also know that there was an impeachment motion which was fronted by the minority side of the county assembly, Meru County Assembly, and that vote, I think it was around only one MCA did not vote. I think it was around 67 voted for the impeachment motion and only one person absconded. We don't know what has been happening, but what the governor said previously was that the MCAs wanted her to bribe them. But you know, the problem that KAWIRA-MWANGAZA faces is the fact that she got that position as an independent candidate. That means KAWIRA-MWANGAZA does not have even one MCA who supports her. So that means for her to govern Meru County effectively, then she will be required to make friends with almost half of the MCAs if the bills from the executive are to be fronted, and if these bills are to pass, then that means KAWIRA-MWANGAZA will have to part with a lot of money, a lot of funds to be able to bribe these MCAs. I think that is not constitutional, but that is the only way KAWIRA-MWANGAZA can survive. So the court through Judge Jen decided to hand KAWIRA-MWANGAZA a lifeline. Kindly check this video to see the verdict that the court released.
I'm guided by the principle that a party such as the petitioner is not required to suffer illegality or breach of her rights and resultant injustice on the solace that her grievance would be remedied either by the Assembly or by the Senate. It is the singular authority of the court to deal with threatened violations before they happen and to give appropriate relief, including conservatory orders in terms of Article 23(3) of the Constitution. On the other hand, this court is mandated to exercise restraint to guard against judicial emasculation of constitutionally ordained accountability mechanisms and processes that may have the effect of unnecessarily interfering or hampering the Assembly's oversight role. And upon considering the application and the preliminary objection, and after hearing the presentations of counsel, this court finds that the procedure adopted by the respondents to process the proposed motion of impeachment of the petitioner is flawed and has the effect of violating her constitutional rights. And under the powers donated to this court by Article 23(3) of the Constitution, it is therefore hereby ordered that the impeachment motion dated 21st of November 2022 by members of the first respondent scheduled for debate on the 30th of November 2022 at 10 a.m. is flawed and is quashed. A conservatory order is hereby issued prohibiting the respondents from discussing, debating, or in any way whatsoever dealing with the impeachment motion against the petitioner scheduled for debate today at 10 a.m. Courts shall abide the outcome of the petition.
From that video, you can tell that the verdict has been issued, and that verdict is strict instructions have been given to MCAs to cease debating this motion of impeachment. Mind you, there's a time I saw on one of the dailies that Peter Munya was supporting the motion. I mean, I was not surprised because, you know, Peter Munya was the first governor of Meru County, so I wasn't shocked at all because I know that during the re-election, Peter Munya was beaten by KIRAITU-RUTO. So that I think that's when there was some kind of truce between KIRAITU-RUTO and Peter Munya. And by the way, unajua Peter Munya na KIRAITU-RUTO ni mashemegi, nafikiri kitu kama hiyo. So during this election, we don't want to discuss more about it, but during this election, KAWIRA-MWANGAZA won because KIRAITU-RUTO aligawanya kura na Mithika Linturi. Waligawanya kura and MWANGAZA decided to kupita katikati yao. So I think what is happening behind the scene is something that I mentioned in my previous analysis, that Kawira-MWANGAZA's ooze could be as a result of KIRAITU-RUTO, wanted to become a second-time governor. That could be the reason why KIRAITU-RUTO, or that could be the reason why Kawira-MWANGAZA is facing these challenges. Mind you, in Meru, I think from history, no governor has served for 2 terms. That's what we are seeing. I think it's like you're given 1 term, you don't deliver, you are kicked out. So what the kind of message that KIRAITU-RUTO received from the people is that tumekujaribu, umeshindwa, let us give mama. So it was so strange because Kawira-MWANGAZA stood as an independent candidate, and you know that being an independent candidate, that means you have to spend a lot. Party is not sponsoring you because you are just an independent candidate. So she got that seat courtesy of her struggles. So the mere fact that MCAs want to kill her dream is what the courts are not in agreement with, because sasa kama someone has not even governed the county, hajamaliza term, hajaanza hata kufanya kazi, and you people want to kick that person out, I think that is what is not making sense. And the courts do find this quite strange, because the way this process was rushed, until Kawira-MWANGAZA is not given time to even come up with her ministers, not given time to come up with their chief operation officers. I mean, that is what the courts has decided to know. Hatuwezi ruhusu swala kama hili liendelee, because this is infringement of the rights of Kawira-MWANGAZA as the 3rd governor of Meru County. So the fact that I saw Peter Munya try to support the motion, and the fact that I've seen KIRAITU-RUTO remain mum on this issue, I think that is already indication kwamba these 2 political bigwigs are crafting something. Peter Munya has just indicated it directly to the people that should a re-election be called, he is going to be on the ballot, because right now I think tunajua kwamba he's not a CS anymore. Now it's just like from what we saw previously, alisema yeye anafanya farming yake tu, then he will plan things kuanzia next year. So this next year is what is causing all these problems, because the MCAs are rushing, and the mere reason here is that they are rushing to crush Kawira-MWANGAZA, so that come next year the 2 former governors can go at it again. Because unajua, should the election be called, then I think Kawira-MWANGAZA will suffer. I don't think she will make it, because it was Lithinka Minturi who cost former governor KIRAITU-RUTO's chances of securing that 2nd term. As a result, kura ziligawanywa. So that's why mama alipita. So the courts have handed the lifeline to Kawira-MWANGAZA. So ladies and gentlemen, kindly share what your thoughts are below the comment section there. Tell us what you think. And as usual, I'd like to urge any visitor or who is not subscribed to Yoleno TV to kindly consider subscribing. Once again, I say thank you so much for those who've been supporting our channel to this far. Na kama sio wewe mtazamaji wangu, kwa ukweli hatungefika hapa. Na kushukuru sana. Ningependa kukuhimiza uzidi kuendeleza injili ya Yoleno, tuweze kupata more subscriptions na channel iendelee mbele. Kama kawaida, my viewers, please stay safe, stay blessed until you catch up again with our next analysis.